Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to College Park Center at UT Arlington. Please take this time to silence any electronic devices you have. In the event of an emergency, the College Park Center ushers and staff will provide direction and assistance. We ask for your full cooperation. Again, welcome to College Park Center.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the university faculty and degrees candidates, as Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs of the great institution, the University of Texas at Arlington, I hereby call this commencement ceremony to order. Would you please rise for the entrance of the national colors by the University of Texas at Arlington Corps of Cadets, to be followed by the singing of our national anthem by Lillian Bailey. Gentlemen, could you join me to remove your hat, please?
Mark time, march. Left, 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 right. Ready, move. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Fly guard, halt. Right, face. Present. Color. Forward, march. Left, 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 right. March time, march. Left. Fly guard, halt. Center, face. March. Out. Present. Arm. Order. On. Right, face. Forward, march. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Forward, march. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Left, left.
Please be seated. I now call upon Interim Dean Chandra Subramaniam to preside over today's ceremony.
Good afternoon, honored guests, faculty, friends, families, and graduates. I am pleased to welcome you to the Fall 2017 Commencement Ceremony for the College of Business. Joining us in the stage party this afternoon, this morning, are President of the University of Texas at Arlington, Dr. Vistas Karbari, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Tek Lim, Vice President for Student Affairs, Ms. Lisa Nagy, Vice President for Campus Operations, Mr. John Hall, and I would like to thank Dr. Tim Ishii, Associate Chair, Department of Music, and the UTA Jazz Orchestra for their performance in today's ceremony. Thank you. There is a very important group who helped each graduate reach this milestone, members of the UTA faculty. These dedicated professors have provided you with valuable classroom instruction and have shaped your intellectual growth in labs, in the field, and in the community. They have served as teachers, mentors, and role models, all collaborating with you in the pursuit of academic achievement and preparation for what lies ahead, be it further study, entry into the educated workforce, or some other post-commencement adventure. Would the faculty please rise to be recognized? Thank you. Commencement is a very special event. It's a highlight of academic life and the recognition of a major academic milestone. Commencement ceremonies allow us to gather together to commemorate the personal achievements of the students sitting before you as they move on to the next stage of their lives. We celebrate their accomplishments and achievements and the hard work over the past few years that have brought them here today. They have traveled from various places around the world and various states in the United States with different goals and beliefs, but they have come together with one ultimate objective: to learn. Whether receiving a bachelor, a master, or a doctoral degree, each student has earned their place here today through persistence, determination, and hard work. Graduates, this day honors your dedication and academic success. Graduates of the class of 2017, as you leave UTA, we know you're proud of what you have achieved. The path ahead will offer both great risk and great opportunity. I encourage you to face both with your dreams clearly in your minds and with optimism, courage, and determination in your hearts. Your education here has prepared you for your future. The College of Business and the University of Texas at Arlington wish you a lifetime of professional success and personal growth. As you leave us, please remember to stay in touch. We are expecting to hear great things from you. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Mr. Jim Wilkinson, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer for Trail Runner International. Trail Runner International is a strategy and communications advisory firm serving top enterprises, institutions, and individuals around the world with matters ranging from financial communications and crisis communications to international strategy and special situations. Prior to founding Trail Runner, Mr. Wilkinson served as the Senior Vice President and Head of International Corporate Affairs for Alibaba Group, the world's largest online and mobile marketplace. At Alibaba Group, Jim played a key leadership role in the company's historic IPO in 2014. He also designed and led Alibaba's international communication strategy and built the company's international corporate communications and government relations team. In addition, Jim served as the Executive Vice President of Communications for Pepsi-Cola, Chief of Staff for U.S. Secretary of Treasury Henry Paulson, Senior Advisor and Deputy National Security Advisor to U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. In addition, Jim also served in the White House as Deputy Assistant to the President and Deputy Director of Communications. That was a mouthful. Last but not least, Jim also served as an officer in the U.S. Navy Reserves and taught international communications at the Johns Hopkins University. Jim holds degrees from the University of Texas at Arlington. He received his BBA in finance here some years ago, and the Johns Hopkins University MA degree. Now let me welcome Mr. Jim Wilkinson.
Good morning, everybody. I can't believe I'm here. I was a UTA graduate. I don't know what you have to have today. I had you had to have a 2.25 to graduate, and I'm the reason they created the extra decimal system, because it was like 2.2534 or something to allow me to get my degree. So I actually cannot believe I'm here speaking to you. 24 years ago, I was one of you, UTA business grad, and love it. My mother's here today. When I called her and told her that UTA had called, she said, "I know you didn't graduate. You had lied to us all those years ago." So it's truly an honor to be here. I know a significant percentage of this room came from nothing. A lot of us here, I was you, we were all street fighters. It took a lot to get here. There is a very large percentage of this room sitting right before us who's the first person in their family to ever graduate from college. And so I would like to ask the graduates to applaud their families. So. My UTA college experience was a little different than we didn't have this arena. We graduated on a stage. I lived on campus. I changed my major once from Miller Lite to Bud Light. It was a little different back then. But my experience was I was dead broke. I knew exactly to the penny what ramen and macaroni and cheese and ravioli cost. There was on Cooper Street a gas station that gave me a credit card. Why, I have no idea. But I actually lived off food from the gas station. Some of you have done the same, and it sucks when you start paying that interest later, I warn you. But I worked in a funeral home at night, and I slept in the campus center during the day. I would sleep there. I slept there and had free rent, and would go to school. And I had a couple UTA graduates who were very international, who took me by the hand and said, you know, it's time to be grown up, and they wound up leading me into a great career. You know, we all never know where we're going to wind up. I worked for a lady in the White House called Condoleezza Rice, who's just a dear lady, and she talks about her granddaddy. Everyone think when we were in the White House, everyone said, "Oh, Condi Rice, you're this great religious woman from this great Christian family. Tell us about this great Christian heritage and how this Christian heritage began." And Condi tells a story that her great-granddaddy Rice was from a town called Utah, Alabama, Eutaw, and he was black, and black men and women weren't allowed to go to school back then. But for some reason, he wanted to get his business degree like you all did. So he went down, and they said, you can go to this black college down the way. So he went to the school. He walked in and said, I want to go here. They said, great. Here's how much it costs. He says, I don't have any money. They said, well, what do you got? He said, well, I have this cotton. So he paid his tuition in cotton his first year. This is Condoleezza Rice's great-granddaddy. He used cotton to pay his tuition. Second year, he comes back in and says, I'm going to be a business leader. I'm going to get my business degree. I'm going to be the first black business leaders to ever have my degree. Signed up for year two. They said, okay, give us your money. He says, I have no money. Okay, give us the cotton. He says, I have no cotton. I've been in school. They said, what do you got? He says, I got nothing. I got nothing. I'm a black man. I'm in school. I'm trying to do the best I can. I got nothing. They said, well, you have to leave. You're not going to be a business leader. He said, well, those boys over there, why do they get to stay? They said, well, those boys over there have what's called a scholarship. He said, well, tell me about that. He said, well, they have a scholarship because they're studying to be ministers. And he said, you know, I've been thinking a lot about Jesus Christ lately. I think I'm going to get my Graduates, it's a tough world out there. I'm not going to give you a high and mighty speech today, as you've probably gathered by now, but it is a tough world out there. It's also a beautiful world out there. It is a beautiful world out there. Think what it took for your parents to get you to today, all right? Think what it took for your parents to get you today, and think what you're going to do for others. It is such a beautiful, beautiful world. The question before us today is, what are you going to do now? Gainful employment would be pretty good if you can get that, but what are you going to do now? When I left UTA, literally after this ceremony, I put my stuff in my truck and I drove to the East Coast. And I got there and I saw all these fancy people and all these clothes and these big buildings, and I was a little scared. And I said, you know, I'm worried. I don't know if my education at UTA stacks up. I just don't know. So I actually launched an intensive period of personal study, read every book I could to try to do what I call catch up. But it took me about a month to realize that I had indeed come from an elite school. I had come from an elite school. My best classes, and some of you are going to laugh or hate this, my best classes here were accounting and statistics. Those classes taught me how to fight and lead. And when I got to the East Coast, my business education was just better than their business education. So one thing I will encourage you as someone that sat in your seat is you have a strong foundation. I really wish, given all I've been through, I could find those professors and in most cases apologize. In some cases, just say thank you, though. Just say thank you for this wonderful school. I know that today's a big day and you're not going to remember anything I say, so I'll shut up and give you a couple life lessons. I want to give you just a few things that I want you to take out of here. Number one, graduates, don't try to be a career architect. The average 40-year-old today will have had 9 jobs. The job you have years from now doesn't even exist yet. When I went to school here, there was no internet. Okay, it didn't exist. So just try to win every day. Just try to win every day. And if you string a few days together, things will work out good. But don't try to be a career architect. So many graduates come to me. I hire a lot of people in my companies. They say, well, if I take this job, will it angle to this, and can it lead to that? No, it doesn't work that way in the real world, guys. I never could have imagined when I'd met the university police here under less than positive circumstances that I'd be working in the White House one day. Never could have imagined it, okay? But what I'll say is that if you're just win every day, don't be a career architect, you'll be fine. Number 2, be an ultimate fighter. One of the things I get to do is I own an ultimate fighting team, UFC. I love it, it's awesome. My wife thinks it's crazy, but I love it. But MMA fighters are interesting people. They have to be cross-trained at many things. So do you, okay? It used to matter when I grew up in other times, it mattered who your mother or father was. Did they have money? Did they go to an elite school? Folks, it doesn't matter anymore. Graduates, it doesn't matter anymore. What matters is, are you a street fighter, all right? Out there in the world, things like your personal fitness, your financial fitness, are you saving money? Your emotional fitness, your spiritual fitness, do you believe in something? But write down on a piece of paper the things you have to be cross-trained at and learn. My idea of international travel when I was here was going to Oklahoma to the casinos, all right? I was not an international person, all right? I made it my mission to go and see and explore the world, even if I put it on credit cards. I made it my mission to go and explore this world to learn. Number 3, very important, guys. Be careful who you surround yourself with, all right? We are the sum of who we surround ourselves with. There are many negative influences that can hold you back, and I can tell you, folks, all right, those negative influences will prevent you from getting a job, all right? Think twice about posting that picture of yourself with no clothes on Facebook, all right? Think twice about that. When I was in the White House, we did background checks. You'd be amazed at what we find. It all comes out, okay? It all comes out. Be careful. Be very careful with social media. I work with a lot of professional athletes and sports clients, and it's usually the first call is something they did on social media. For every one of you here, when you go to apply for a job, you're going to have a full audit with social media. Be very important. Last thing I'd say is personal relationships. I was lucky. I met the woman of my dreams when I was 40 years old. I met her here in Texas. Thank God. But what I'll tell you is that be careful with your personal relationships. Of course, be a wonderful partner, but make sure you focus on yourself as well. I'm 47 years old. I know at twice your age. Everyone I know my age who's miserable, one of the biggest reasons they're miserable is when they were your age, they set aside everything and didn't pursue their path, their dreams, their passions. Okay, very important. Number 4, be global and learn from the world. As I said, when I went to Oklahoma, I thought I was going to have to get a passport, all right? The best thing I've done in my life is visit more than 80 countries. We have so much to learn from the rest of the world. Our dean, your dean here, first person in his family to graduate. His parents didn't even have a college education. Came from a wonderful, beautiful place called Malaysia. All right? People that look different have different perspectives, and folks, they're very smart, and we can learn from them. You are not Texas graduates. You are global business leaders coming out of here. I cannot stress that enough. You are global business leaders. All right? My good friend Jeff Fay is here. Jeff is a pilot with me. Jeff was a Royal Marine in the British who then came to America, became an American citizen, went to Afghanistan, fought for us. All right? Up in these stands are people who are from other places, who may not even be able to speak English, who are fighting for us. Let us never forget that. Number 5, keep your head on a swivel. All right? You're walking down the street, just be watching. The world is full of good people. It's also full of people that'll do you harm. They'll do you harm certainly physically, but more importantly, it's why I like my statistics class. They'll try to sell you goods. All right? Don't believe what you read on Twitter. Don't believe what somebody throws on Facebook. Do your own analysis based on your own rigorous training. Number 6, fight every day to learn. You're graduating today. I can tell you your learning really continues tomorrow. I challenge each of you this week, don't laugh, go out and buy a book of something you know nothing about and start that reading now. It's like physical fitness. Start that reading and personal period of learning now. Number 7, the last one, guys, you can't do it all alone. I love social media, I'm on it, but really what Facebook is you get to be the hero of your own movie. And if you're quite cautious, or if you're not cautious, you can surround yourself with people that completely only agree with you. All right? You cannot do it alone. You will find in life it takes teamwork, it takes relationships. All right? There's no hero person anymore. It takes teams of people working together to accomplish great things. That comes to your family. My wonderful kids are here. That comes to your family and your home life. It also comes to your work life. The toughest problems today require people working together. As I conclude, I want to ask you to think about something. Why is learning so important? You've already got your degree. You got something to hang on the wall. Who cares? Why is learning so important? And that's because, ladies and gentlemen, if I can be very serious, you guys sitting here, this world needs you more than ever, all right? Think about the struggle for civil rights. There are people in these stands whose relatives weren't allowed to sit at lunch counters in this country, okay? Does anybody here think we've won the battle for civil rights in this country? No, we need you out there fighting, okay? Think about the struggle for women's rights. Think what it took for females even to be here to get your degree and what the sacrifices your moms and grandmothers made. Does anybody here reading the news think we've won the battle for women's rights? Absolutely not. Think about the struggle for knowledge. Today, tweeting has replaced critical thought, all right? Use your knowledge to go have critical thought. We can right now on our phones tell if our toasters are smart. I can follow my dog's dog collar on a phone. But are we really going to use that technology to recover from natural disasters like we saw right here in our home of Texas? Are we going to do that to take on cancer, some of the toughest diseases? Ladies and gentlemen, whatever your challenge and personal goal is, we need you, okay? You're all taking care of us now, all right? You're in charge. We get to live off you. But we need you, graduates, to get in this game and fight. A great president once said that our problems are made by man, they can be solved by man. That is the case. These problems are not going to solve themselves. You've got a mobile phone in your pocket right now that has more power than the capsule that went to space, all right? What are you going to use that power for? When you walk out of here and with your families, and after the hangover's over tomorrow, what are you going to use that power for? What are you going to use that power for? I wish you all the best. Send me your resumes. You can hand them when you walk across if you want. I'm here. If you've got resumes, I would love to talk to any of you that would like to talk to me. But if I can ever help you in any way, please know, because I'm one of you. I'm a street fighter like you. It wasn't easy for you to get here. I guarantee you every one of you worked to get here. And I just want to say I'm so proud of this school and all it gave me. I'm proud of our wonderful president and this wonderful faculty and this team. You don't know it yet. You're coming out of here a warrior. You're coming out of here a street fighter. You're coming out of here an elite athlete with an elite school and elite education. And this is exciting. The world's out there waiting on you. God bless you all. God bless this school and this wonderful team, and God bless this country. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Wilkinson, for your inspiring words. I know they will be useful to our graduates as they begin their careers and develop into outstanding business leaders. And now, what you've all been waiting for, the awarding of the degrees. Before we start, many candidates are wearing cords, stoles, and medallions to signify their accomplishments and achievements. Some include a double gold cord indicating cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude. A royal blue and gold cord indicating induction into Beta Gamma Sigma, the Business Honor Society. Medallions indicate an honors college graduate or a Goolsbee Leadership Academy scholar. Now it is my pleasure to recognize the candidates receiving the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Candidates, please rise and come forward. Dr. Karbari, these individuals, by satisfactorily completing their current semester of academic work, meet all the requirements for their degrees as specified by their graduate studies committees and the graduate assembly. Faculty members who will be hooding the students, please watch for your student and come forward to place the hood when the student's name is called.
Ryan Rashad Abshalam. Dissertation Chair, Dr. Larry Chanko. Dr. Elton Briggs will hood. Gazal Gajay. Dissertation Chair and hooding, Dr. Elton Briggs. Demetria Faye Henderson. Dissertation Chair and hooding, Dr. Wendy Casper. Jeremy Grant Morgan. Dissertation Chair and hooding, Dr. Edward Gray. Zhao Zhao Song. Dissertation Chair and hooding, Dr. L.C. Jennifer Ho. Hoda Vaziri. Dissertation Chair, Dr. Marcus Butts. Hooding, Dr. Wendy Casper.
Please join me in congratulating our newest PhDs. It is now our pleasure to recognize those receiving the Executive Master of Business Administration degree. Will the degree candidates for the Executive Master of Business Administration please rise and come forward? Dr. Karbari, I am pleased to recognize that these individuals, by satisfactorily completing their current semester of academics, meet all the requirements for their degree as specified by the Graduate Studies Committee and the Graduate Assembly. Thank you. We will now ask each row to come forward in order and led by the usher on the outside aisle.
The following individuals are candidates for the Executive MBA. Eunice Adarimi. Michael J. Weber. Eric David Cabana. Benjamin Lee Cruz. Victoria Lee Dick. Jeremy Christopher Dunnigan. Mazad Habibi. Odeh Hamid. Edward Kissinger. Peter Anthony Kramer. Nathan Natchke. Diana Wynn. Kelly Patrice Robinson. Gerald Jennings Ship III. Candace Dawn Williams.
Will all the candidates receiving a master's degree in the College of Business please rise? These individuals, by satisfactorily completing their current semester of academic work, meet all the requirements for their degrees as specified by their graduate studies committees and the graduate assembly. We will now ask each row to come forward in order, led by an usher on the outside aisle.
The following individuals are candidates for the Masters of Business Administration. Momina Abil, Asri Ahmed, Palami Banganchongpanith, Mitchell Tad Bateman, Katrina LeRae, Jeffrey Taylor Blackwood, Mary Blackwood, Nathan Michael Boyd, Alyssa Christina Bolnis, Kelly Galloway Burns, Carla Giselle Calzada, Mackenzie Cannon,